start again. It's a rich thing.
Alright guys, so well, let's get it out of the way. I finally got these on, the calipers, but as you can see, the rotor is really tiny. So I've kind of had to try different things, and I have a couple of parts on order, so until that comes in, I won't be able to see to get the proper fit. And before anybody types in or says anything in comments, yes, I've used the Mini Cooper rotors, which the diameter is too big for the EG knuckles, and I ordered these 10-inch rotors with the 4x100 bolt pattern from a Kia Rio, and you can see that they're grinded on the inside here because I had to widen this for the hub because they're too small in the center, and those didn't work either because even though it would have bolted on, it's too wide from here to here. The caliper was hitting, so it had to be a little bit like a 1/4 inch smaller on that area. So yeah, but I got some parts that I found online, which will hopefully help me use the spoon rotors or utilize the spoon rotors in this setup. So fingers crossed. Otherwise it's back to the drawing board. I'm making these things work, and yes, I know I need the different knuckles with the different configuration and blah blah blah, but you know the EG knuckles that I have on there, if you see my past videos, I went through, I put everything brand new on these things. I put the ball joints brand new, the hubs are new, everything's new, painted, everything's redone. So that's the last thing I want to do is change out the hub and figure out which one I need and then replace the bearings, all that other stuff. So yeah, I'm going, I ordered those parts yesterday, so hopefully they'll be in. Now on this thing, this is the alternator bracket. This belt was too long. Basically I couldn't tighten it up because the alternator would slide all the way back and hit the frame rail. So I went to the thanks a lot. Okay. So I went to the auto parts store, got a shorter belt, and it's still a little bit too long. The mounting, the bolt that tightens up the alternator on the top was out just past the point of where I can tighten it. So what I did was I got these spacers, which will go one right here, one right here, and that'll pull this bracket out 1 inch, and that'll give me the space I need, or the room I need, to tighten up that belt. So I'm gonna see if that works. Alright, so that looked like that worked. So finally something has actually worked. You can see that how close that alternator is to that frame rail. There's only about maybe, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch probably, but the belt's on there nice and tight, so that's ready to go. Yeah, I mean, the other thing I was thinking was just welding on, cutting it like right there and then just making it longer, but this was the easiest thing to do, so it worked. So that's a good thing. But I'm headed off to work, and stop at the mail first because I think all the fittings that I ordered are in. And that's why it takes me so long to upload a video, is because, you know, I do the work, find out what I need, and then I have to order it, and then it takes a week to come in, and then if that doesn't work I have to order something else. It takes another week. So I appreciate you guys for like being patient with me, but yeah, that's why it takes so long for me to upload a video. And hopefully once I get a little bit closer and I have all the stuff I need, I can upload videos a little bit more often. These came in today, these Fergola AN fittings. Well, actually this is a 6 AN on this side right here, and then on the other side is a 9/16 pitch or thread that goes in to these guys right here. And so I bought these, which were, for fittings, they're actually pretty pricey. I usually, you know, every time I buy something like this, like a fitting like this, it's like $4 or $5. I got to order it online. These were running like 14 bucks each, so I had to order 3 of them. They're not included with the AEM field pressure regulator. The only thing that comes with this is this mounting thing, which I'm not even going to use anyway. So I also have the gauge coming in that goes inside here. So all I got to do is put these on. This bottom one is for the return line, and I got to get underneath the car, pull off that line, cut it to length, put on a fitting. I'm pretty sure it's either a 45. It has to be a 45 that goes to that one. And then I think that's it for the fuel line, for the fuel system. So we're over here at the U-Pull and Pay. Decided to come and get a couple of parts. And it's already getting hot. I figured if we left a little early, it's a 2.5 hour drive for me. And so I got here, we left about 6:30, I guess. Got here about 9 when they opened up, and it's already 85 degrees. So I'm sure it's gonna climb above 100, but I already got what I needed. I got the trim pieces for the carpet, mirrors, some other trim pieces. Found a couple other goodies too. So just waiting on my girlfriend to come and pick me up so we can head out. But yeah, it was parts that I needed really bad to finish installing that carpet, and they had black ones. I didn't have to paint them, so that's good. All right, so we just got back from the junkyard. These are the stuff that I got. Some of the stuff I actually needed, and then some of the stuff is just extra. Well, a couple of pieces are extra, like these 2 tweeters that were mounted on the doors. I was going to get the door skins, but I decided not to because I wasn't going to use them anyways. But I pulled off the tweeters because I haven't seen those around a lot. Also, like trim pieces like this one here, I know I have some, but they didn't quite fit right, so I got these ones just in case. These little guys I needed for sure. These are the guides for the door locks and the door handle rods. And then rear view mirror, of course, because the other one I got didn't work. And then these things is what I really needed to attach the carpet to. I'm just going to go ahead and staple them on, I guess. And then, of course, these guys. This one is actually pretty good. But this one, it looks like they just kind of ripped it off because some of the things are broken on there. So, but I might still be able to use it. I know I have another one. I'm not sure if it's black like this one, and that was the only reason why I got it. It's just because it's not gray. And I've got this trim that goes around the pinch molding or the pinch weld, and these ones were black as well. So, and they look pretty good shape. So I'm gonna swap all those out. And yeah, that's all I got. And believe it or not, just this little bit of stuff here was like 50 bucks. I don't know how they come about their prices, but still, you know, 50 bucks, you go and pull out your own stuff And when I left there, it was already 104 degrees. So yeah, it was pretty hot. I'm glad I went early. And of course I got home and it's raining over here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna clean these up and see if I could get these guys on at least. Alright, so this channel molding is on. And I also got this kind of stapled on. And all I did to staple it back on is just used a staple gun, staple it through, and then used some pliers to fold over the staples on the other side, and that held it in. And I put extra ones compared to the stock ones just to hold it in place a little bit better. And then when the actual trim piece that goes here goes through, where are they? These little holes right here, these guys, and then you put like a push nut through there to hold it in place, and then it pops in to these guys. And I just remembered just now that I pulled these off when I painted the car, so I don't know if I have any. So I'm gonna have to find some. They were actually really hard to pull off because they have these little clips that pop in, and there's no way to reach them from the bottom or anything like that. I had to actually make kind of like a special tool to pull these off, and the majority of them got broken, so I'm gonna see if I can order them, I guess. Alright, so this might be what I need to get this brake setup finally assembled. I found these online after doing a search. I've kind of found something similar on eBay, and then I found this company, and they had this in stock, and they shipped out pretty quick actually, so I was pretty excited about that. And we got bolts to assemble, and looks like hub-centric rings. Alright, so these might be what I need, I hope, because I did think of making something like this. These look like to be like they're anodized aluminum, machined aluminum. The ones that I thought of making would be out of metal, and basically what this does is this attaches to the knuckle and then pulls out the caliper. However, that space is right there. It looks like to be a ½ inch or so, but it pulls that out, allowing you to install the 11-inch brake rotor, the spoon rotor, and the spoon caliper without having to change the knuckle. So yeah, I'm gonna try these. I did find something similar, and they might have worked, but they're about the same price anyways. But if you look on, let's see, where are they at? Oh, these guys, Fast Brakes. Look at their website, and they have adapters like these, and for different vehicles and stuff like that. And so hopefully this weekend or next couple of days, I'm gonna go see if I can actually install these guys. Hopefully. Yeah, because it's been a real trial trying to install these brakes. And I have already deleted probably about 3 or 4 days worth of footage, just because it's just me complaining about how I can't fit them. I tried to put them on, tried different rotors, tried different sizes of rotors, different configurations. It didn't work. And as a matter of fact, I still have another set of rotors coming in, and hopefully, if these work, I won't need those rotors. But I'm hoping these work, and I'm assuming these are the rings for the rotors. I'm not sure what type of rotors they. I think what they actually have on the website is you can use the rotors that I have already, the Mini Cooper rotors, but I won't need these because I have the spoon rotors, and the spoon rotors actually have that hub opening is the correct size. But yeah, this is hopefully what I need. We'll see. Well, this is what I've had to do to make these fit. Now, I believe these brackets were actually made for somebody to be able to put Integra Type R caliper on an EG knuckle. I'm not sure if the Integra Type R caliper is different from a spoon caliper, but when I was putting it on, you could see that it was hitting right there. So I was not going to grind down the caliper, so I decided to grind down the bracket. There's still a lot of material left on this back end to kind of hold it from going back and forth. And of course, there's this huge bolt right here holding it in place, and I actually had to shave that down a little bit for it to slide even more, because like I say, I wasn't going to grind this area down at all. But now it fits. So I haven't tried on the rotor yet to see if it's going to actually work. But I'm going to try that now, and then what I'll do is I'll just give it a coat of black paint just to kind of cover up this grinding that I did with the flap disc. Well, there it is. It's bolted on. There's no rubbing. I have it in gear, so I can't rotate the rotor, but you can see that the spaces are pretty even. A couple of observations though. I had to actually use both spacers on the inside to pull the rotor out, and another 3mm spacer, so a total of 9mm to pull this rotor out. Because let me show you on the other. Okay, this area right here, this bolts onto the actual housing for the caliper, and this is the extension. Now this extension is thicker. It actually comes out about another I don't know, 2.5mm or something like that. So you can either alleviate that by, number one, grinding or machining the face down so it's flat with the actual mounting base, or you can use the spacers like I did. I'm going to go ahead and use the spacers because I don't have a milling machine. I mean, I could use a belt sander and then just get it as close as I can, but I'm afraid that I might take off too much on one side, stuff like that. So I'm just going to order a set of 9mm spacers I have the spoon ones inside there. I could actually order just a 6mm spacer, and then use the spoon ones inside there. But you also have to grind open this opening so it fits inside the hub. And that's probably the cheapest route, because the spacers, the spoon spacers, are basically the same thing as these, but they just have a bigger opening, and they're like 80 and about $90 for just the spacers, and these you can get for like, I don't know, like $20 or something like that. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna leave this on because I gotta head to work, and then I'm gonna grind this other bracket down, and I gotta take it all apart again anyway. So, but yeah, if you guys ever want to put spoon calipers on an EG knuckle, this is what you have to go through. Yesterday I got all the fittings that I needed to finish the fuel lines. So I went ahead and installed the regulator, and I also ordered the fuel pressure gauge. And yesterday when I was installing the spoon rotor, the spoon rotor and the caliper, I had to grind that bracket, and it just got everything just covered in, and I even had the hood closed, and it still got all this stuff covered in the aluminum dust, grinding dust. So I think I'm gonna just kind of get some plastic bags or something like that, and seal off all the openings, and then just kind of rinse it off, because it does not look good at all. But yeah, I ran the return line, hooked it up to the bottom of that regulator. The fuel filter is hooked up in conjunction with the fuel pressure gauge, and this is the last hose that I needed. So, and actually this is my second hose that I make, because the first one I made was too short. But I mean, it fit and it bolted on right away, but it was just it had too much tension on it. So I got this guy on there. Oh yeah, that fits way better. It's just going to be kind of a pain trying to reach this one to tighten it up. But I think I can get a wrench in there. Well, chalk another one up to the United States Postal Service. They destroyed this box. But we shall see. I already took pictures of it just to make sure that the stuff inside ain't destroyed. Alright, finally. Okay, we got these guys in. We got the decals, installation, warning instructions, cam lock, 4-point harnesses from Takata. So these are, I went through different ones as far as racing harnesses go, and I always came back to the Takata harnesses. I looked at the Sparkos, I looked at Tanaka or something like that, and then there's another one, Crow Enterprises or something like that. I looked at them, but I came back to the Takata, so I was like, all right, I'll just go with these guys. And so yeah, man, yesterday the weather was crazy. It was windy, cloudy, looked like there was going to be tornadoes or something, but finally calmed down. And through all that I was in trying to install these harnesses. So I put them on the back, ran them through the Sparco harness bar, and the one thing I gotta do is I gotta find a bolt that goes in to hold this brace right there, and then also a bolt long enough to put this. I'm not sure if I attach this, if I'm supposed to attach this to the seat or put it there. But anyways, I still need a bolt to attach this. But the instructions that came with it just kind of don't tell you how to actually mount it. They just kind of tell you the basically that this can't be like attached down here, things like that. It has to be at a certain angle and stuff like that. So if I'm doing this wrong, let me know, guys. But I know I got these attached to the back there with the eye bolts. The side one is actually hooked onto the seat frame down there, and then I just need this guy, and I'm not sure if I attach this one to the seat frame as well. And I also attached the base to the slider on the seat. I want to get some nicer bolts to attach the actual base to the chassis, and I still need to attach that plastic trim like I did on the other side, like this guy over here. Like that. So I got some other screws and stuff to attach the flap that's kind of flipped over on that side. And then I still need I finally got the base to this one, so I can attach that one and then start attaching the harness on that one as well. So, but I've also been putting up a fence over here because this whole side used to be open, and lately I've been having people driving by and then like slowing down to see what I'm doing. So I kind of want to, getting a little, I don't know, suspicious. I don't want to say suspicious, but it just seems kind of odd that they're kind of slowing down just to see what I'm doing. I had already started doing this side, so I just need I went to Lowe's and picked up 100 of these dog ear pieces, and it only did not even half, maybe a third of it. So I went back yesterday, or the day before actually, and was going to buy 100 more, and that would have finished this side. And they only had like 30 of them. I was like, oh man. So maybe this weekend, take a trip down there. It's only about a 45-minute drive, and pick up, I think I only need like 60 more left to finish this side, and then it could be a little bit more private. Won't get people kind of being nosy, I guess. Okay, so back to the brakes as usual. This is like a whole part 25, how to install spoon calipers on an EG. But no, okay, I finally got everything on, and I had to put these spacers. These are the spoon spacers that I got from Blackhawk Japan on eBay, and you can see that I got 2 of them on there, but I also have, if I could pull it off here, another set of spacers in between these washers that I just kind of drilled out so they could fit. So basically these are the same thickness as the spacers that I have there, which are 3 millimeters. So a total of 9 millimeters to space this out to the appropriate width to center the rotor onto the caliper. So what I did was I ordered these wheel spacers, which are 9mm spacers, from a company called LG International. And so these go on here, but you can see that they're meant to go, you know, over the rotor. So, you know, it spaces the wheel from the rotor. So what I need to do is I have to make the hole bigger on the silver spacers. Now they're both made out of aluminum, but like I say, this one is actually a 9. Supposedly, I haven't checked it yet, but it's supposed to be 9mm. That's what I ordered, and so unfortunately, I can't order it. I couldn't order it with the bigger, like this spoon spacer. But easy enough. I'm just going to go ahead and make it bigger by just, you know, basically tracing out the line and then opening up the hole so it'll fit onto the rotor or the hub. So let's see how that goes. Alright, so this guy's done. You know, if I had a lathe, this would probably be a little bit more even, but basically what I just did was I just used a jigsaw, cut out the material, the bulk of the material, and then just use a die grinder and then kind of evened it out. So, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's not, you know, I mean, it's all right. It works and it fits. So you can see that's what we're going for. And I should probably provide full disclosure on exactly what I'm doing here. I know I kind of went through what I did on the other side really quick. But right here, you can see that I've installed the bracket that you saw that I had to grind away that area for that part to fit. And right here, they supply the kit with 2 bolts, Allen head bolts. And that's to install the bracket onto the knuckle. But when you try and install the spoon calipers onto this kit, this bolt is a little bit too big, like, I don't know, like 3/32, you know, not very much, but it's big enough so that this bolt that goes on the back does not fully let the caliper seat fully onto that bracket. So I just grind off a little bit, you know, on the end. And I did think of, let's see, putting one of these guys, just drilling out the hole. That way this sits flush on there. And I might still do that. This one here is a different thread pitch. I did order the thread pitch for this, which was like a M12 by 1.75, I believe. And I did order some of these flush-mounted Allen head bolts. And what I would do is just get a 1-inch drill bit, kind of drill the hole out just a little bit so this sits flush enough for this to sit perfectly flat onto that bracket. So yeah, I'm still thinking of doing that. I mean, it's good enough the way it is, so you don't really have to do that. Here is the spoon rotor, and it's already getting rusty just from sitting out here. This is the Mini Cooper rotor, and they put some sort of a coating on there, like a zinc coating or something, to stop it from rusting. And I wish they did that with the spoon ones, but I guess they're more into performance than looks. So, but yeah, that's I'm ready to. I already got the other side installed. I got the brake line bolted on as well. So yeah, that's all pretty much what I had to do, is just kind of hollow it out, and I didn't even have to take off that much. I probably could have ended up just kind of grinding away a little bit less, but it fits perfect now. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt everything up and make sure the other side I already put the brake pads on and they line up perfect. So yeah, I got to take this off. I just wanted to make sure this was going to seat flat. I grinded enough of the bolt for it to sit perfect. So and if you don't care about grinding onto your calipers, you can also grind away like a little divot right there, I guess, if you wanted to. But I didn't want to do that, so I just grinded the bolt. Alright, so everything's in, bolted on, tightened up. I got the brake line on. You can see that everything's lined up, centered. It moves freely. There's no wobbling in the rotor like there would be with the Mini Cooper ones. It's spaced enough to where it's centered in between the rotor, the calipers. So this, I'm saying this is done, hopefully. I won't know for sure until I put some fluid in here and see how that goes. But yeah, if you guys ever want to put spoon calipers on your EG with the stock EG knuckles or 93 Honda Civic knuckles, yeah, this is what you need to go through. It might be easier to get the DC Type R set up, as far as the knuckles go, or the EK Type R as well. But like I say, I didn't want to go through all that because that means having to change the hub, everything else. So this is what I had to do it. It looks like it's going to work, so I guess, yeah, there you go. For those of you that have watched my videos and have actually seen what I've been doing here, way back when, I installed the hood pins, and I originally had drilled the holes to put in a bolt in that hole, and it didn't reach, or it didn't quite line up right, and I was going to make hood pins, and I've gone through about 5 different designs. And I first started off with some stainless steel hood pins, and I didn't like the way those looked. Went with another bolt, a stainless steel bolt that I forged in my metal forge, and that one didn't look good either. And then I tried flattening out a piece of an aluminum bar, and that one didn't work. So finally, I have come up with this guy. Now that I have the aluminum welder, I can kind of fabricate stuff like this. And this, I have, I'm working on the other one. This one's pretty much done. Basically, it goes in here, underneath the Kevlar cooling plate. And there'll be a piece of, like a rubber washer underneath, so to kind of give it some cushion. And then, of course, there'll be a bolt or nut underneath to hold it in place. Then this will come over, go inside, and then close up. So that one works pretty good. I just have to finish the other guy, and I'm going to try my hand at actually anodizing aluminum. I got all the stuff for it, and once I finish the other one, I'm going to anodize these red. I thought about doing black, and I might still do black. I don't know, I might change my mind so it'll match all this other stuff, but I kind of wanted to go red just to kind of give it a little bit of contrast. But yeah, like I say, I might change my mind on that and just go black, so we'll see what happens. Hey guys, just trying to go through a game plan of what I'm trying to get done here. Been kind of battling a nerve sciatic nerve pain for the past month and a half, and it's kind of puts a damper on me wanting to even work on the car. If you guys have ever felt this type of nerve pain, you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, I mean, I do a little bit of work in the mornings when it's cool, and in the evenings when I get out of work. I did end up finishing the fence, so now we could be a little bit more private as far as working on the car. And I did get in something yesterday from somebody that I met on a Facebook page, and he was selling some stuff. His name is Ryan Hugh, and he was selling this cluster for SIR Civic, and only has, well, these are kilometers, so 217. So I'm not sure exactly how many that is, but excuse me. Seems to be in good shape. There's no cracks or anything like that. There's a couple little scratches here on the face, but got it for a decent price. And it was kind of one of the last things I needed to complete the interior. Now, I did order the long armrest a while back, and I think that I might have gotten scammed on eBay, but thankfully when you buy stuff at eBay and you pay through PayPal, you're kind of protected. So, but the thing is, I gotta wait till the end of the month to put in a claim so I can get my money back, and then I can try and find another one. It's kind of one of the last things I need to do for the interior, besides attaching that plastic piece here and putting on the molding or the trim and all this stuff. And there's one thing that I think I'm gonna have to do. If you look right here, this side skirt, the tape is coming off. I used, supposedly, was really strong tape. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna drill a hole through the underside, put a rivet in the back to hold it in place, because I just don't want to lose these. I'll do that to both sides. I'm not sure if the other side is coming off either, but no, it looks good, but I might still just go ahead and do it anyways. And then, as you just saw, I was working on the hood pins, and I was working on this side, and you kind of have to bend the tab that this goes into, bend it forward a little bit, and as I was doing it, the weld broke, and I'm glad it did that now instead of when I'm driving down the road. So I think I'm gonna see if I can put some stronger welds or something like that. I don't know, figure out a way to make it stronger. And that's pretty much it that I've done today. Been doing a lot of custom orders at work, and so that's kind of taken up a lot of my time. And yeah, so I mean, I haven't really ordered anything either that I need. I mean, I did order some more M6 nutserts for the underside, so I can attach all the brackets for the fuel lines. And I did finish hooking up all of the brake lines, as you saw as well. And the last thing I needed to do was put on that clamp on the reservoir tank for the master cylinder for the clutch, so that way I can start bleeding those out. And one thing that in the middle of the night when I can't sleep, I start thinking about all these things, and I'm wondering, let me pull this off real quick. Okay. First off, this connection right here, I was looking to where certain things are supposed to be connected, and this one I believe is supposed to go up to this guy. leaving this one open, and then also this guy. Focus. Let's see. Yeah, that guy right there. I've seen guys just cap it off, but I'm gonna try and. It looks like it's kind of threaded in there, so I'm gonna try and pull it off and see if I can get a plug for that one. Now for this one, on the actual housing, right here, I'm going to see if I can cut it and then weld it to seal it off. That way I don't have unnecessary openings. And that'll be it for rerouting all these hoses and stuff like that. So, and I also need to grab some sort of an overflow tank for this connection right here to go somewhere around here. And as well as a cap that fits. For some reason, I can't find a cap. The Koyo caps, the Skunk 2 caps, even the OEM caps do not fit on this. I'm not sure why, but I mean, I could, machine it a little bit more and then make it fit, but I'm not sure if that's the right thing to do. So that yeah, that's basically what I'm doing right now, is just figuring all this stuff out, kind of like little tiny things, it's because I know I'm gonna have leaks here and there that I gotta tighten up, and miscellaneous connections that aren't done right. So I'm gonna just kind of go through everything and make sure everything's done right.